Here we are in our Palmetto St. Augustine. We ran out of room for plots, so the Palmetto St. Augustine is what we have planted all the way around our office. It's got a fairly good shade tolerance compared to all grasses. It can subsist on about 4 hours of direct sunlight per day with filtered sunlight throughout the day. So if you've got a fairly good sized tree, but you get some good morning and evening sun, and then you've got some good holes poked in that tree and some good sunlight gets through, the Palmetto St. Augustine could be a good alternative. It's no miracle grass. Don't think that you can put it underneath a couple of 50-year-old oak trees and that it's going to thrive. All these grasses prefer 100% sunlight, but the palmetto, if you do have a lot of people that they're just looking for it may be a last-ditch effort to get grass to grow up underneath some trees and whatnot, palmetto is something that should probably be considered. As far as watering requirements, it's similar to the rest of the grasses. It needs 1 inch of water per week. If it's not raining outside and you're not getting that 1 inch of water per week, you need to irrigate, whether it's out of a hose a couple hours at a time twice a week, or if it's an irrigation system, 15 or 20 minutes per grass zone 2 to 3 times a week is usually what I recommend, which is similar to the rest of the grasses. To have the nicest, most lush lawn, 1 inch of water per week is ideal. You can overwater. Underwatering is normally the biggest problem. That's when you run into problems with chinch bugs and things like that. One thing to note about the Palmetto St. Augustine is the gray leaf spot fungus can be an issue. When you first plant it in the shade, you can overwater palmetto because it's a fungus that thrives on excessive nitrogen and excessive moisture, and if you put it in the shade and it never gets to dry out, which is normally the reason people are buying Palmetto St. Augustine, in the heat of the summer, you just need to be aware of that. It can be an issue. You also should, if you're just during most of the year you're watching for hot spots and stuff like that, you water the 1 inch per week, it ought to do fine. The palmetto is certainly a grass that should be considered whether you've got 100% sunlight or you're trying to get some grass to grow in some shade. It's a really nice looking turf because of its thickness and its thinner blades. It is certainly something to consider. It is a little bit more expensive than the others, but I think it can be a real good solution for a lot of homeowners.